MotorWeek is made possible by Auto Value and Bumper to Bumper, TireRack.com, and Haggerty.
If you saw our track test of the 2025 Porsche 911 Carrera, part of the recent 992 generation's Gen 2 or .2 update, then you know just how capable a base 911 is. But let's say the 388 horsepower output from the Carrera's twin-turbocharged 3-liter flat 6 isn't enough for you. Well, how about 473? If so, then the 2025 911 Carrera S might be your just right solution in the expansive and sometimes overwhelming 911 catalog. Available as both a coupe and cabriolet, it slots between the base Carrera and the GTS-T hybrid, though with its own recent update, the S gets closer to that GTS performance threshold. Gen 2 enhancements transcend the rear-mounted flat 6, but that's as good a place to start as any. 473 horsepower represents a substantial gap over the Carrera, and a marginal 30 HP increase over the outgoing Carrera S. This power difference is spurred by new turbochargers receiving optimally cooled charge air. The 390 pound-feet of torque is a carryover stat, though its curve stays higher on the graph as the engine approaches its 7,500 RPM redline. This updated S had no issue keeping power on tap, blasting out of the hairpins pacing Palomar Mountain State Park 2 or so hours north of San Diego. The Carrera S transmits that power to the rear wheels through an 8-speed PDK, which is just as quick to shift as ever. Confidence was high when right-footing the throttle, in part to the 305 wide rear tires, utilizing front 245s for steering, which contributed to the sharp turn-ins through the uphill S-curves. On the downhill, the upsized brakes, a set borrowed from the previous GTS, provided additional bite. Retuned suspension dampers and hydraulics round out the experience. Just to get it out of the way now, the 2025 Porsche 911 Carrera S starts at $148,395 for the coupe and just over $161,000 for the cabriolet. That's a noticeable uptick from the outgoing's $130,000 starting sticker, but it's a price delta that's mostly backed by additional standard equipment. While the Sport Chrono package remains optional, Porsche Torque Vectoring Plus and the staggered setup of 20 and 21-inch wheels are standard, as is a sport exhaust system that Porsche sought to include as 3/4 of previous customers opted for it by default. Our testers packed Porsche Active Suspension Management, which lowers the S by 10mm, and rear axle steering, which does exactly what it sounds like and then some, also quickening the steering ratio to match the heightened agility. Agility that you'll find with either the fixed or folding roof.
Now, to be honest with you, having spent the morning with the cabriolet and having spent now some time with the coupe, the difference between the two is relatively negligible. I mean, if you look on paper, the main differences you'll see on the spec sheets, the cab is about 200 pounds heavier, and the 0 to 60 times, I think it's 0.2 of a second slower. To just kind of be blunt about it, anyone who buys this and then drives it, every day or on the weekends or through the canyons like this or through the mountains, you're probably not really going to notice that. You're not really going to care. All the important bits, the suspension, the brakes, the chassis, and of course that beautiful 3-liter flat 6, that's all there. You're going to get that. It's across the board, whether you go coupe or cab, and I think you're going to be very happy with it.
All that performance with an iconic profile that, at this point, is getting hard to describe in a unique fashion. That's my way of saying I won't spend too much time discussing the exterior, but peep the Cartagena yellow metallic paint. Marshmallow Soft is the optionally available full leather interior. Even without it, the cabin's leather upholstery has extended throughout, including the rear seats. Those aren't standard equipment in the coupe, but can be optioned for no cost. The cabriolet receives them as standard without the option to remove. And just for the unaware, gone are the analog gauges in favor of fully digital instrumentation. Although I'll miss the climbing of an analog tack, I'll give credit to the digital set. They're clear, and I didn't have any issues with sun glare. The easiest, and perhaps overly simplistic way to put it, is that the 2025 Porsche 911 Carrera S is everything we liked about the base level 911, just a fair bit quicker. And that's likely why the Carrera S, at least for some time now, has been one of the most popular choices for customers worldwide. And for those ready to place an order, deliveries are expected to begin this spring. Until then, drive safe and stay tuned to MotorWeek.
The MotorWeek app, which includes our latest reviews and feature stories, is now available for mobile devices.